So in the previous lecture we have seen that J. Thomson has found the specific charge of the cathode ray particles. Now it was the one problem. If you know the mass of the electron, then we can find the if you know the charge of the electron, then you can find the mass of the electron. So this experiment, Millikan's oil drop experiment, will explain that how the charge of the electron was find or determined. So already I have written to determine the charge of the electron. So this is a one chamber. Okay, this is the atomizer, which consists of one glycerin oil, so which can conduct. Actually the oil is semi-conducting. This is your semi-conducting oil, so which can conduct some charges. So this is with the help of atomizer, it is sprayed inside one chamber. This is one plate, a positively charged plate, negatively charged plate. So this is the hole. So on spraying, what happens? This drops will spray in the atmosphere, and this whole chamber is filled with the electromagnetic radiation, X-ray radiation. X-ray radiation is a ionizing radiation. So this radiation will ionize this air present in the atmosphere. So what will happen? They will be ionized. So this charge will whatever the charge present in this atmosphere will deposit on the oil, and they will fall. So on falling, slowly when they fall, so they will fall through this hole, so it will go straight. Okay, so here field is there. So on this field, if you increase this strength of the field, so what will happen? This will push the falling charge upward, and in middle there will be, if you adjust this electric field in such a way, they will can remain suspended in between in this field. Otherwise they will fall in this field along with the constant speed, is called terminal velocities. And through this telescopic eyepiece we can see this charged oil droplets under observations. These are the brass plates. So this Millikan's oil drop experiments, when oil droplets sprayed inside the chamber, so air in the chamber already exposed with the X-ray that I discussed, which is nothing but the ionizing radiations. So it will remove the cathode electrons from the air particles. Okay. Now oil droplets come in contact with the ionized air, so it will acquire some negative charge definitely, and these charge were an illuminated droplet. This droplet will be illuminated, so it can be viewed by the microscope. So already it is there microscope, so it is falling down with the terminal velocity, and this is we can view it. So oil droplets lying in between the two plates experience two forces. So it will experience two type of forces. One, when it is falling down the gravity, that is called the force of gravity, and another force is due to the two plates. So one plate is positive, see here, and negative, so they will force this electron upward direction. So one is falling, one is going. So, okay, so it will force two forces. So one is downward force, one is upward force. So one is here, we can see here downward force, and one is upward force. This is your mg, and this is your due to field, we can say here buoyant forces. Okay, the two forces are there, B-O-Y-O-U-N-D, buoyant force, and this is a charge. This is going downwards, so this is buoyant forces. Now electric field we have to apply it in such a magnitude that the gravitational force is balanced by the electrostatic force, and oil droplets does not fall under the force of gravity. So let us see, we will at this stage how to find this one value. V1 is proportional to force of gravity. V1 means the falling of the droplets towards the plate. Second, that droplets is falling towards the mg, and here is the buoyant forces. What is V1? V1 is the velocity of the oil drop moving downward, and this velocity is terminal velocities. Terminal velocity is just like that any particle, suppose any stone you you throw into the water. So what will happen? In water, initially its speed will be little bit high, but after that getting some resistance inside the water, so it will fall inside the water very smooth velocity, constant velocity. That velocity is called as terminal velocity. So the formula of the terminal velocity is under Stokes relation is 2/9 to g r square rho into eta. So this is the velocity that you will study in physics. So this terminal velocity, this formula was utilized in while for the calculations. So that's why I have written over here. Now after passing this plate, this is negative and positive plate, so in between that one, magnetic field by electric field was there, but the terminal velocity was constant. So second velocity was E into Q minus M into G. So if the strength was more, then it will, what happens, instead of moving this electron downward, it will go upward. Suppose this charge was falling downward here. Okay, so if you increase the magnetic, this one magnetic electric fields, what will happen, instead of this terminal velocity which electron is going downward, it will go upward. Okay, so in that case, what is the terminal velocities? The second velocity was V2 equal to E into E. This is the magnitude of the electric field into E, minus is the force, and minus weight of the particles, charged particles, oil drops. This is the second terminal velocity. So V2 is the moving upward instead of downward. So this is going upward. Now we know this velocity, we know this velocity. Okay. Now, but we don't know this one mass. So here from 1 and 2, V2 1 by V2 M into G, E into charge of the particles minus M into G. Okay. So what is the mass of the oil drop? So mass of the oil drop was 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. We know the density of the oil. So from this we can find the radius also. Mass already we can calculate of this charge droplets. So R is equal to this is the mass of the particle, volume into density. This is the volume into density. It is very difficult to measure the mass of the drop, so we can write like this equation. Now here we can calculate the R equal to 9 rho V to sigma. This is the density of the oil, this is the density of the air into G. So from this now we can find out this one. R we know this one using the terminal velocity. This is the equation of terminal velocity, this one. So here we know the R, here we know the densities. Now we can find the mass of the oil drops. So put this value here, M here, G already we know that. Mass we put here, mass of the oil drop. E we know that. Okay. V we know that, V2 we know that. So already every value we know that. So here charge is equal to 6 pi eta R into E into V1 plus V2. So here every value is known. So Millikan found that Q vary when magnitude of the strength of the electric field applied on charge of the each drop was different. When every time this she was changing this electric field magnitude, so every time charge on the each drop was different. Okay, not charge. So here see what I want to say, that here so many droplets were there. Okay, so on finding the Q, so from each droplet E having a different type of charges. Okay, there are suppose 10 droplets are there. So 10 droplet 1 they have different charges, magnitude of that charge was different. In droplet 2 charge was different, in droplet 3 charge was different. So he found that all charges were different, and he calculated that charge with the help of this value. Okay, so let us see how this value. After repeating the experiments many times for different droplets, Millikan found that the drops always had the charges which were integral multiple of some minimum value. Okay, so this is the charge of the droplet 1, which was equal to 3.2 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, and second droplet like this one, third droplet like this one. So each droplet had some multiple. So on constant and careful observation, he observed that okay, this is some integral multiple. Some multiple is there. Means this charge is n into e. So what could be the minimum value? So from this we can guess that the minimum value of the charge could be 1.6 into 10 power minus. So this is the 2 into 1.6. This is the 3 into 1.6. This is the 5 into 1.6. This means some number of charges are present in each droplets. So minimum value he could guess that was the 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. This was the smallest unit charge. In this way, charge on the electron was found. So this is in terms of SI units. In terms of CGS, we can say that this is a 4.8 into 10 power minus 10 electrostatic unit of attraction. So this is the in terms of CGS. This is in terms of coulomb. Okay. So now we got how Millikan found the minimum value of the charge, that is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. This we found. Now let us see some numericals. An oil drop weighs 1.9 to 10 power minus 19 Newton and it is suspended in an electric field of 6 into 10 power 3 Newton per coulomb. What is the charge on the drop? How many excess electron does the drop carry? So during suspended times, what happened? E electric field, that is equal to magnitude of the force of the electric field is equal to mg is 0. So because there is no velocity, so E equal to mg, that is the force. So Q is equal to, this is force by E. So force is given here, E is given here. So we will solve this value. This we are getting 3.3 into 10 power minus 19. So this is the value of integral charge. Now second question, how many electrons are present? So this is the total charge. So write total charge into n into E. So 3.3 into 10 power minus 19. We know the value of one charge, that is 1.6 to 10 power 19. So we will get there were two charge present on total charge, two charge. This is number of excess charge will be, electron will be 2. What was the importance of charge of the electrons? So importance was that we can find now mass of the electron. So here we can write charge of electron divided by specific charge. So we will get here mass of the electrons in gram, that is the rest mass of the electron. What is the rest mass of the electron? Rest mass of electron means mass of the electron which has speed lesser than the speed of the light. Second, we can find the mass of the Avogadro number also. Determine the Avogadro number, not mass, number. So here total number is total coulomb of the number is 96,500 charge. So this is called 1 Faraday. So value 1 Faraday is 96,500. If you divide by charge, we will get the Avogadro number. So this is the one contributions. We can find the Avogadro number through the 1 mole of charge. Next, mass of the hydrogen, mass of the proton divided by mass of the charge. So if you divide the mass of the proton by mass of charge, we will get the this one times 1.835. So this is the 1836 times more value. This means mass of the proton is 1836 times the mass of the electron. Okay, this is such a small times and the proton is such a big. So this is also we got the value how much mass of the proton is bigger than the mass of the electron. So this is given here, bigger, or you can say heavier. Again, how to find the mass of the proton? So you take the charge of the electron and you take the specific charge of the proton. So specific charge of the proton is 9.5 into 7.979 into 10 to the power 4. So put the value of specific charge and divide by the specific charge of the proton. So on dividing, you will get the mass of the proton. So these are the some of the applications or determinations which we get through the charge on the electrons.